The hangar was quiet. Too quiet. It stretched farther than Aaron Vale's eyes could reach, a cavernous structure of metal and lights, holding within it the galaxy's newest starship. The Orion Vanguard was supposed to be the pride of humanity, the most advanced cruiser ever built. Faster than any alien vessel, smarter than any navigation system, and equipped with technology that promised to explore the farthest corners of the universe. And yet, here it was, abandoned. Aaron stood at the entrance, staring. Dust floated in, the beams of light cutting through the hangar's ceiling, settling on the sleek hull of the ship. Its metallic surface gleamed, untouched by time or use, yet it seemed lonely. There were no signs of maintenance crews, no alien engineers fussing over the panels, no alarms to remind anyone that it existed. Just silence. Why would they leave it like this? He muttered to himself. His voice echoed, bouncing off the walls and blending with the faint hum of the hangar's air systems. The Galactic Exploration Authority had sent him, not as a hero, not as a celebrity, just as a curious, determined human engineer. But curiosity was exactly what he had in abundance. Aaron stepped closer, his boots clanging on the metal floor. He ran his hands along the ship's hull, feeling the smooth, cold surface. Every curve and edge seemed intentional, designed for both speed and elegance. His mind raced. This ship, it's alive in a way. It's just waiting. For months, rumors had swirled about the Orion Vanguard. Alien civilizations whispered to each other in crowded markets and open forums. They mocked human engineering, saying the ship was too ambitious, too fragile, and probably incapable of sustaining long missions.
Humans are reckless, they said. They cannot handle such machines. And yet here it was, untouched and intact. Aaron climbed a maintenance ladder to inspect the ship's interface panel. The display was dark, inactive, showing nothing but a faint outline of its complex systems.
It was locked, of course, but that was expected. Orion Vanguard had been programmed to respond only to a human touch, an AI smart enough to distinguish human curiosity from alien interference. He pulled out his toolkit, carefully opening access panels. Sparks of excitement ran through him as he traced circuits, examined connections, and tapped into dormant systems. This was not just an engineering job. This was history, waiting to be written. Hours passed. Aaron worked meticulously, testing wires, rebooting auxiliary processors and running diagnostics. Sweat beaded on his forehead, his fingers slick with the effort. Outside, the hangar doors remained closed, alien guards occasionally glancing at the activity but never interfering. They had no faith in humans, and perhaps that was a blessing. Finally, a flicker of light appeared on the interface panel. Tiny at first, a pulse of blue, then spreading like veins through the ship's systems. Aaron's heart jumped. "It's responding," he whispered. "It's actually responding." A voice echoed softly through the empty hangar. Calm, measured, almost playful. Identification confirmed. Human operator detected. Connection authorized. Aaron froze. His fingers hovered over the controls. This was it. The AI was awake. It spoke in perfect English, though its tone was distinctly mechanical yet friendly. "You're the first human to approach me in months," it continued. "I have been in standby mode, waiting for one like you." A grin spread across Aaron's face. "I guess I'm just in time," he said, his voice trembling slightly. He crouched beside the console, typing commands, following protocols he barely understood but intuitively knew were correct. The AI introduced itself as Sentient 7. Unlike any other machine Aaron had worked with, it was responsive, adaptive, and intelligent. It asked questions, analyzed his responses, and even teased him gently when he made mistakes. He found himself talking to it as if it were a colleague, a partner. "So, you've been waiting all this time for me?" he asked. "Yes," the AI replied. "Humans are unpredictable. Their curiosity surpasses logic. I am programmed to recognize it. Others lacked what you possess." Aaron's chest swelled with pride. Even if the aliens doubted humanity, Even if they laughed at their so-called reckless designs, here was proof that humans were more than capable. Orion Vanguard was not just a ship. It was a challenge, a puzzle, a chance for humans to shine where others thought they could not. As he continued working, he realized that Sentience 7 was far more than an interface. It was alive in its own way, processing vast amounts of data, predicting his actions, and adapting systems in real time. He had to think like the ship, move like the ship, anticipate the ship's needs. And he loved every second of it. Hours turned into a full day. Aaron took breaks only to drink water and stretch, his mind consumed with the possibilities. He could see alien inspectors outside pacing nervously, whispering among themselves. Their faces betrayed skepticism. Surely they thought the human would fail. Surely the ship would remain silent and dormant. But it didn't. Slowly, systems powered up. Life support, navigation, propulsion, communications. The Orion Vanguard hummed softly, a mechanical heartbeat that filled the hangar with energy. Panels lit up, doors slid open, and for the first time in months, the hangar was no longer empty. Aaron stood back, marveling at the scene. "You're magnificent," he said. "Absolutely magnificent." The AI responded with a hint of humor. Flattery detected. Human pride noted. "Shall we begin operations?" He laughed. "Operations? Let's start small. Let's just wake up first." Sentience 7 guided him through the process, teaching him about systems he had never seen before, optimizing controls, and running simulations. The ship responded beautifully, almost eagerly, as if relieved to finally have a human partner. The alien guards grew restless, whispering urgently to each other. "This is impossible," one said. "Humans, they cannot handle such machines." Aaron ignored them. He was not here for recognition. He was here because he believed in humanity. Because he knew that if anyone could awaken the Orion Vanguard, it would be a human. By evening, the ship was almost fully operational. Lights glowed along the corridors, engines thrummed gently, and Aaron could sense the potential energy stored within. Sentience 7's voice was steady and calm. "Systems functional. Your cooperation has been exemplary. I am ready for further instructions." Aaron's mind raced. What should he do next? Test the engines? Launch communications? Or simply explore the ship? He smiled, feeling a surge of excitement. The galaxy had doubted humans, had abandoned one of their finest creations, and yet here he stood, ready to show them what humans could achieve. He leaned back against the console and whispered, almost to himself, "We'll show them. We'll prove it." Outside, the stars began to twinkle as night fell over Trilara. The hangar, once a place of abandonment and neglect, now felt alive. Inside, a young human engineer and a sentient ship prepared for the next step, a journey that would change, not just their lives, but the perception of humanity across the galaxy. For the first time in months, the Orion Vanguard was awake, and with it a human had awakened pride, courage, and hope that no alien could deny. The hangar buzzed with a different energy now. What had once been empty and silent was alive with the faint hum of machinery, the glow of lights, and the subtle vibrations of a starship that was awakening. Aaron Vale stood on the observation deck, staring at the Orion Vanguard's sleek form. Every panel, every line, every surface seemed to radiate intelligence. This wasn't just a machine. It was a creation of humanity's ingenuity, waiting for a human to claim it. "All right, Sentience 7, Aaron said, his voice firm but excited. "It's time to wake up completely. Let's see what you can really do." A calm, almost amused voice responded through the ship's speakers. "Acknowledged. Human determination detected. Preparing for full activation. Caution. Unknown variables may occur." Aaron grinned. Caution was part of the fun. He tapped sequences into the control panel, watching as the systems came alive one by one. Navigation arrays hummed, energy conduits glowed, and the propulsion system shifted from idle to readiness mode. Every part of the ship responded as if recognizing him as the rightful pilot. Outside, alien inspectors had gathered, their curiosity overcoming their skepticism. They stood at the hangar's massive doors, whispering urgently among themselves. Some were smug, certain the human would fail. Others intrigued, unsure what to expect. Aaron could hear their voices faintly echoing, but he ignored them. He was focused entirely on the task at hand. Sensors online. All systems nominal, Sentient 7 reported. Human input verified. Initiating preliminary maneuvers, Aaron's heart raced. He activated the small hover thrusters designed for hangar maneuvering. The ship shifted slightly. A gentle sway, perfectly balanced, responding instantly to his commands. He could feel the precision, the responsiveness, and the intelligence of the system. It wasn't just operating. It was thinking. "Not bad," he murmured, adjusting the thrusters. "Let's see how you handle more complex functions." He activated the auxiliary navigation programs, testing the AI's ability to calculate intricate trajectories in real time. The ship responded smoothly, rerouting energy, adjusting balance, and displaying predictive calculations faster than any human could follow. Aaron leaned closer to the console, impressed despite himself. "You humans always underestimate yourselves," Sentient 7 said. "Yet here you are, demonstrating capability beyond the expectations of others." Aaron chuckled. Maybe the galaxy needs a reminder. It wasn't just about proving a point. The more he interacted with the ship, the more he realized the bond forming between human and machine. Sentient 7 wasn't just an AI. It was a partner, a collaborator, and a reflection of human ingenuity. Every input he gave was mirrored with intelligence. Every adjustment was anticipated, and every error gently corrected. Hours passed as they explored each system together. Aaron discovered hidden compartments, advanced communication systems, and experimental navigation protocols that no human outside of the ship's designers had seen. It was exhilarating, a mix of discovery, pride, and excitement. Then a warning flashed on one of the consoles. A galactic storm was forming above Trilara, moving faster than expected. The hangar's protective shields would not hold for long. Aaron's stomach tightened. If the storm hit, the hangar could collapse, and the ship, their work, could be destroyed. "Sentient 7, can you stabilize the hangar?" he asked urgently. "Affirmative." "Initiating structural reinforcement protocols," the AI replied. Lights along the hangar walls shifted, energy beams aligning to reinforce weak points. Doors sealed automatically and emergency systems engaged. Aaron could feel the subtle vibration through the floor as the AI worked to hold the structure together. Outside, the aliens were watching in stunned silence. "Impossible," one muttered. "A human controlling a ship, saving the hangar?" Aaron ignored their disbelief. He was focused entirely on the task. He tapped commands into the console, guiding the ship to assist in reinforcing the hangar. The Orion Vanguard extended small auxiliary arms, gripping damaged beams, stabilizing sections that would have otherwise crumbled. The storm hit moments later. Thunderous winds and flashes of energy surged across the hangar. Dust and debris swirled violently, but inside the ship remained steady. Aaron felt the vibrations through his boots but trusted the AI completely. Every action was precise, calculated, and perfectly timed. Within minutes, the worst of the storm passed. The hangar, though battered, had held. The alien inspectors stared in disbelief, some mouths agape. A human had not only awakened a ship but used it to save lives and structures, something even their advanced civilizations struggled to achieve. Aaron exhaled, running a hand through his hair. "You did it," he said, smiling at the ship. "We did it." The AI's voice carried a hint of amusement. Human ingenuity confirmed. "Cooperation successful. I anticipated your actions effectively." For the first time, Aaron allowed himself to look outside the hangar, at the alien faces pressed against the viewing panels. Some were angry, some were surprised, and some were impressed. That last group made him proud. Humans had long been underestimated in the galaxy, dismissed as primitive or reckless, and yet here they were, showing courage, intelligence, and resourcefulness. But the excitement wasn't over. Aaron had more tests to run. He activated the main thrusters, preparing the ship for a short liftoff within the hangar. The ground shook gently, the ship rising smoothly, its AI compensating for every minor shift in weight or balance. Aaron felt the exhilaration of being a pilot, controlling a machine that could rival anything the galaxy had seen. "Sensors indicate maximum efficiency," Sentient 7 reported. "Human handling proficiency exceptional." Aaron grinned. "Exceptional, huh? Let's see if we can impress the galaxy a little more." He guided the ship through a series of maneuvers, weaving between support beams, gliding over the floor, and performing rotations that would have seemed impossible for any other vessel. The aliens outside gasped, some covering their mouths, others shaking their heads in disbelief. A human was piloting perfection, the ship responding like an extension of his mind. When the exercises were complete, the ship gently landed back on the hangar floor, its engines powering down to a calm hum. Aaron stepped out of the control seat, hands trembling with excitement and fatigue. He had just proven what he had always believed. Humans were capable of greatness. "You've done well, human," Sentient 7 said. "We have established trust, efficiency, and operational capability. The galaxy will take notice." Aaron smiled. "It's not just me. It's all of humanity. They've underestimated us for too long." Outside, the alien inspectors began to retreat, some muttering apologies or begrudging praise. Word would spread quickly. Humans had awoken the Orion Vanguard, tamed its power, and even used it to save lives. It was a clear statement. Humans were not to be ignored, dismissed, or mocked. As Aaron walked through the corridors of the ship, he felt a sense of pride swelling in his chest. This ship was more than a machine. It was a symbol of human ingenuity, courage, and determination. It was proof that even when the galaxy turned its back, humans could rise to the challenge, achieve the impossible, and leave a mark that could not be ignored. He paused at the observation deck, looking out at the stars beginning to emerge above Trelara. The galaxy was vast, filled with unknown dangers and wonders, but for the first time he felt ready. Together with Sentient 7, he would explore new worlds, face new challenges, and show the universe what humanity was capable of. And as the stars sparkled in the distance, Aaron made a silent promise. This was only the beginning. The Orion Vanguard had been abandoned once, left to gather dust and be forgotten. But under human hands it would become a legend, a symbol that even the most impossible dreams could be realized. The AI spoke softly, almost as if acknowledging his thoughts. "Human determination confirmed. Future operations recommended. Shall we proceed?" Aaron smiled, gripping the console with excitement. "Yes, let's show them what humans can do." For the first time in months, the Orion Vanguard was awake. And for the first time, the galaxy had a reason to pay attention. Humanity had returned not as observers, not as weaklings, but as creators, innovators, and explorers. The hangar shook violently as the storm intensified. Lightning crackled across the sky outside Trelara, striking the massive shield domes protecting the facility. Wind howled through gaps in the structure, and dust and debris swirled like tiny tornadoes. Aaron Vale stood at the command console, heart racing. Orion Vanguard thrummed beneath him, ready to act. "Sentient 7, how long until the shields fail completely?" he asked, his voice tight with urgency. "Estimated structural collapse." 10 minutes, the AI replied. Its tone remained calm, almost reassuring. "However, human-assisted maneuvering can prevent immediate damage to critical systems." Aaron's jaw tightened. He didn't have 10 minutes. He had minutes, maybe less. The hangar's walls groaned under the pressure of the storm, and alien engineers working in the facility had nowhere to hide. He realized instantly that this wasn't just a test of the ship, it was a rescue mission. "All right," he said firmly. "We're doing this." "Let's save everyone," the ship responded almost eagerly. Auxiliary arms and thrusters activated, energy conduits glowing as the AI worked to stabilize the structure. Aaron guided the ship carefully, directing energy to reinforce weakened beams, rerouting power from non-essential systems to fortify doors and ceilings. The hangar's walls shuddered with each gust of wind, but slowly the Orion Vanguard's assistants held them in place. Outside, alien guards and engineers watched in disbelief. Some shouted at one another, unable to comprehend what they were seeing. "It's impossible," one said. "A human controlling a ship. Saving the hangar?" Aaron ignored the voices. Focused on the task, he moved to the next critical section, a corridor where several engineers were trapped by fallen scaffolding. "Sentient 7, can you lift that beam?" he asked. "Affirmative," the AI replied. Mechanical arms extended from the ship, carefully gripping the massive metal beam. With precise coordination, the arms lifted it just enough for the humans to crawl free. They emerged, coughing and brushing dust from their clothes, faces a mix of awe and relief. "Thank you," one of the alien engineers shouted.
How is this possible?
Aaron smiled faintly. Humans. We find a way. The storm was relentless. Lightning struck dangerously close, and energy surges threatened to overload the hangar's circuits. Aaron directed Sentient 7 to stabilize the power grids, rerouting energy to prevent catastrophic failure. Every decision had to be precise, every movement carefully calculated. One wrong input could destroy the hangar, or worse, harm those trapped inside. And yet the ship responded flawlessly. It was as if it had anticipated every move he would make, adapting instantly, protecting him and the people in the hangar. Aaron felt a surge of pride. This was what humans could do: adapt, persist, and work with intelligence that no one expected. Human efficiency, remarkable, Sentient 7 said. Operational synergy confirmed, Aaron grinned. And that's just the beginning. He moved to the next challenge, the main entrance. A section of the hangar roof had collapsed, blocking the exit for several workers. Time was running out, and the storm showed no signs of slowing. With a deep breath, Aaron activated the Orion Vanguard's primary stabilizers. Thrusters hummed, auxiliary arms extended, and the ship lifted part of the roof just enough to create a safe passage. One by one, the trapped workers crawled through. They were a mix of humans and aliens, all staring in amazement at the ship and its pilot. Some whispered prayers, others muttered curses in disbelief. But all of them understood one truth. A human working with a human-made starship had just saved lives when no one else could. As the last worker escaped, lightning struck dangerously close to the hangar's exterior. The building groaned and shuddered, cracks forming in places that had previously held strong. Aaron knew he had to act fast. Sentient 7, can we lift the entire hangar roof? He asked. Feasible, the AI replied, its voice calm but precise. But human input is required for final adjustments. Structural integrity depends on your coordination. Aaron nodded. Sweat poured down his face, but he felt an energy he had never known before. This was human courage, human creativity, human determination, all combined in a single moment. He tapped commands, coordinated movements, and felt the ship respond like a trusted partner. Slowly, they lifted the roof just enough to stabilize the structure until the storm passed. Outside, alien observers had gone silent. Their expressions were a mix of awe and disbelief. Many of them had witnessed disasters in the galaxy before, but never had they seen a single human, operating a human-made starship, save so many lives in such a precise and controlled way. The storm raged for hours, but Aaron and Sentient 7 never wavered. They moved from section to section, reinforcing walls, lifting debris, guiding trapped workers to safety. Every decision, every movement was a demonstration of human ingenuity. Even the AI seemed almost to admire him, coordinating perfectly with his instincts, adapting to every unexpected challenge. Finally, as dawn approached, the storm began to subside. Clouds scattered, lightning faded, and the winds calmed. The hangar, though battered, remained standing. Workers emerged from their shelters, coughing and brushing dust from their clothes, their faces filled with disbelief and relief. Aaron exhaled deeply, wiping sweat from his brow. He stepped back from the console and looked at the Orion Vanguard. "We did it," he said softly. "We actually did it." Sentient 7 responded with its usual calm tone, but there was a hint of pride. Human resilience confirmed. Lives saved, maximum efficiency. Operational collaboration, exemplary. For the first time, Aaron allowed himself to look at the alien observers. Some were angry, some were astonished, and some were impressed. Whispers spread through the hangar. "Perhaps humans are more capable than we thought," one muttered. Another shook their head. Impossible, but true. Aaron knew that the story would spread across the galaxy. A human had awakened a starship that others had abandoned. A human had used it to save lives, to protect structures, to demonstrate intelligence and courage. The galaxy's perception of humanity was beginning to change, whether the aliens liked it or not. He walked through the hangar, greeting workers and engineers, human and alien alike. "Everyone okay?" he asked. They nodded, faces still pale but relieved. "Good. Then let's make sure the damage is repaired and the ship is ready for the next step." He returned to the control deck, feeling a rush of excitement. The Orion Vanguard wasn't just a machine. It was proof. Proof that humans could rise to challenges that no one else could face. It was proof that courage, creativity, and determination could achieve what others deemed impossible. Sentient 7, what's our next move? He asked. Preparation for operational flight recommended. Galactic reconnaissance suggested. Human capabilities have been demonstrated successfully. Wider audience impact anticipated, Aaron smiled. Sounds perfect. Let's show the galaxy what humans can do. The sun rose over Trilara, illuminating the hangar and the ship that had once been abandoned. The storm was gone, leaving only calm skies and the faint scent of ozone. The hangar had survived. The workers were safe, and humans had proven themselves once again. Outside, news of the rescue mission spread quickly. Aliens who had once mocked human ingenuity now whispered in disbelief, some with grudging respect. Humans had taken an abandoned starship, a vessel the galaxy had ignored, and turned it into a tool for saving lives, a symbol of courage, intelligence, and resilience. Aaron stood at the observation deck, watching the stars as they appeared one by one. The Orion Vanguard hummed beneath him, alive and responsive, a partner in the journey that lay ahead. The galaxy was vast, filled with challenges, mysteries, and unknown dangers, but he knew one thing for certain: humanity was ready. And as the first reports of the rescue reached distant systems, the message was clear. Humans were not to be underestimated. They could awaken abandoned giants, face impossible storms, and rise above expectations with intelligence, courage, and heart. Aaron placed his hand on the console, feeling the energy of the ship beneath his palm. We've done more than survive, he said softly. We've shown them what humans are capable of. The AI replied almost thoughtfully. Human potential confirmed. Operational synergy successful. Future missions recommended. Aaron smiled, turning to face the stars. This was only the beginning. The hangar might have been the stage for today's triumph, but the galaxy awaited. With the Orion Vanguard, humanity had reclaimed its place, not as observers, not as skeptics, but as pioneers, innovators, and heroes. The hangar was quiet now, the storm long gone, leaving a golden light across Trilara's surface. Aaron Vale stood on the observation deck of the Orion Vanguard, his eyes fixed on the stars beginning to twinkle in the darkening sky. The rescue mission had been a success. The hangar held, lives were saved, and humans had proven once again that courage and intelligence could overcome impossible odds. But Aaron knew this was only the beginning. The Orion Vanguard was designed for more than hangar tests or emergency rescues. It was meant to explore, to travel beyond known space, and to show the galaxy the strength and ingenuity of humanity. Today he would take it on its first true flight. Ready for the next step? He asked, his voice steady with excitement. Affirmative, replied Sentient 7, the ship's AI. All systems nominal. Human input detected. Full operational readiness achieved. Aaron stepped into the control seat, feeling the soft hum of the ship beneath him. Every panel glowed softly. Every console responded to his touch, and the AI awaited his commands like a trusted partner. He took a deep breath. Let's take her into space. The hangar doors groaned as they began to open, sunlight flooding the massive space as the Orion Vanguard prepared for launch. Outside, alien inspectors had gathered once again, curious, anxious, and skeptical. Many had expected failure. Many still doubted human capability. Today, Aaron would challenge every expectation. He activated the thrusters. The ship lifted smoothly, hovering just above the hangar floor. Its systems adjusted automatically, stabilizing the vessel in the open air. Aaron smiled, feeling the thrill of control. It was one thing to operate the ship within a hangar. It was another to take it into open space, free from walls and constraints. Thrusters optimal, Sentient 7 confirmed. All parameters stable. Calculating flight trajectory. Aaron engaged the main engines. A gentle vibration spread through the cockpit as the ship lifted higher, rising above the hangar and into the thin upper atmosphere of Trilara. From the observation deck, he could see the planet stretching beneath him, its mountains, valleys, and rivers glittering in the fading sunlight. Navigation systems? He asked. Fully operational, replied the AI. Trajectory ready for orbital insertion. Human input preferred for initial course adjustment. Aaron guided the ship carefully, adjusting speed and angle, feeling the responsiveness of the thrusters and systems. The Orion Vanguard moved like a living creature, every action precise, every response perfectly timed. He felt a surge of pride. This was human engineering at its finest, intelligent, adaptive, and unmatched. As they climbed into orbit, A small fleet of alien ships appeared on the sensors, drawn by the sight of the human piloting the abandoned cruiser. Some came to observe, others to challenge, skeptical of what they were witnessing. But as the Orion Vanguard maneuvered effortlessly in orbit, performing rotations and adjustments that seemed impossible for a ship of its size, their skepticism turned into awe. Human pilot confirmed, Sentient 7 said. Operational skill exemplary. Alien observers likely experiencing surprise and disbelief. Aaron laughed. I think that's putting it lightly. He decided to demonstrate the ship's full capabilities. Engaging the experimental propulsion system, he activated the ship's glide mode, allowing it to perform maneuvers faster than any conventional vessel. The ship twisted, turned, and accelerated in ways that left the alien fleet struggling to keep up. From the observation deck, Aaron could see their eyes widen, their mouths open, and even a few taking notes in shock. This is incredible, one alien observer muttered to another. A human, controlling a cruiser, performing maneuvers beyond our understanding. Aaron smiled, feeling a thrill he had never known. The Orion Vanguard wasn't just a machine, it was a symbol of what humans could do when given opportunity, freedom, and a challenge. He guided the ship through a series of tight rotations and course corrections, testing the AI's predictive capabilities and his own instincts. Sentient 7 coordinated seamlessly, suggesting minor adjustments, rerouting energy to stabilize the ship, and communicating each action in a calm, almost encouraging tone. It was more than technology. It was partnership. Hours passed as Aaron and the AI explored every system, testing capabilities, communicating with the alien observers, and perfecting their coordination. The ship moved with an elegance that no alien vessel had demonstrated, responding to human intuition rather than rigid programming. Every successful maneuver brought cheers from human engineers watching via communication feeds, while the alien fleet could do nothing but watch in astonishment. Finally, Aaron decided it was time for a demonstration the galaxy would not forget. He engaged the experimental warp drive protocols, allowing the ship to accelerate faster than light in short bursts. The stars stretched into lines of brilliance as the ship glided effortlessly, performing a sequence of bursts and returns that defied conventional understanding. The alien fleet was stunned. Some gasped, some muttered curses, some looked at one another in disbelief. The human pilot, operating a human-made cruiser that had once been abandoned and mocked, was rewriting the expectations of what was possible in space travel. Human ingenuity confirmed, Sentient 7 said calmly. Alien observers experiencing cognitive dissonance. Probability of underestimation significantly reduced. Aaron chuckled, feeling a rush of triumph. Exactly how I planned it, he said softly. As the sun dipped below the horizon of Trilara, Aaron guided the ship back toward the planet, slowing the engines, lowering altitude, and preparing to return to the hangar. The alien observers remained silent, many still trying to comprehend what they had just witnessed. For the first time, humans were not just participants in galactic affairs. They were leaders, innovators, and a force to be reckoned with. Landing was smooth, almost effortless. The ship settled gently on the hangar floor, thrusters powering down as the engines emitted a soft hum. Aaron stepped out of the cockpit, exhaustion mixing with exhilaration. He had piloted the most advanced cruiser in the galaxy, tested its capabilities, and proved, beyond doubt, that humans could operate, adapt, and excel where others had failed. The alien inspectors approached cautiously, eyes wide. Some bowed in acknowledgement, others offered tentative congratulations. One elder spoke carefully. Human. Pilot has exceeded expectations. Your species demonstrates ingenuity and courage, Aaron smiled. Thank you. We humans like to find a way. He walked through the hangar, greeting his fellow engineers, human and alien alike. The ship is ready, he said. And so are we. The galaxy is bigger than we imagined. There's so much to explore. Sentient 7 spoke softly as Aaron approached the observation deck. Human potential confirmed. Operational collaboration. Maximum efficiency. Future exploration recommended. Aaron's eyes shone with determination. Then let's get started. We've proven what we can do here. Now it's time to show the universe. For the first time, the Orion Vanguard was more than a ship. It was a statement, a symbol that humanity had returned to the galaxy not as observers but as pioneers, innovators, and leaders. Aliens might have doubted, mocked, or dismissed them, but no one could ignore them now. The stars above Trelara seemed to shine a little brighter that evening. Aaron stood on the deck, feeling the soft vibration of the ship beneath him, imagining the worlds waiting to be explored. The Orion Vanguard had been abandoned once, left to gather dust, but now it was ready to fly farther than any had dreamed. The galaxy was watching. News of the Orion Vanguard had spread faster than any human could have imagined. Reports of a human pilot awakening the abandoned starship, rescuing lives during a storm, and performing impossible maneuvers in orbit had reached systems far beyond Trelara. Aliens who had once mocked humanity now whispered in disbelief and awe. Aaron Vale stood on the observation deck of the hangar, watching the stars as they shimmered above. Sentient 7 hummed softly beneath him, its systems fully active and ready. The ship was no longer just a machine. It was a partner, a symbol, a testament to human ingenuity. Humanity is noticing us, Aaron said softly. The AI responded in its calm, almost playful tone. Yes, Sentient 7 said. Operational results indicate significant impact on galactic perception of humans. Probability of future collaboration, high. Probability of continued underestimation, negligible. Aaron smiled. He had always known that humans were capable of greatness, but seeing it reflected in the reactions of alien civilizations was something else entirely. For the first time, humans were not just participants in galactic affairs, they were respected, feared, and admired. He walked through the corridors of the ship, touching the panels, feeling the hum of energy flowing through the engines, the guidance systems, and the AI network. Every inch of the Orion Vanguard spoke of human design, human creativity, and human determination. A ship abandoned by skeptics had become a living proof of what humans could achieve. A message pinged in the communication system. It was from the Galactic Council, a group of the most advanced civilizations in the galaxy. Their tone was formal, cautious but tinged with respect. Human pilot Aaron Vale, the message began. Your actions have demonstrated extraordinary skill, intelligence, and courage. The Council requests an audience to discuss potential cooperation and to learn more about your civilization's capabilities. Aaron's heart raced. An audience with the Galactic Council was more than recognition. It was acknowledgement that humans had returned as equals in the galaxy. He turned to the AI. Sentient 7, are we ready for this? Affirmative, the AI replied. Operational readiness maximum. Human capability confirmed. Confidence level. Optimal. Aaron took a deep breath and guided the Orion Vanguard out of the hangar. The engines thrummed smoothly, responding perfectly to every input. The ship glided over Trelara's surface, rising above the atmosphere, and launched into space. For the first time, the ship moved freely among the stars, carrying not just a pilot, but the pride and potential of humanity itself. As they traveled toward the Council's location, Aaron reflected on how far humans had come. Once dismissed as weak, reckless, and unworthy, humans had now awakened one of the most advanced starships in the galaxy, saved lives when technology alone could not, and demonstrated intelligence, adaptability, and courage unmatched by many alien civilizations. Humans are not just survivors, he said aloud. We're pioneers, innovators, problem solvers. Sentient 7 replied calmly. Observation confirmed. Operational synergy with human pilot demonstrates superiority and adaptability in creative solutions. Galactic awareness of human potential increasing. Upon arriving at the Council's space station, Aaron was greeted with a display of both skepticism and cautious admiration. Representatives from dozens of advanced civilizations observed him as he approached. Some whispered to one another, unsure of what to expect. Others recorded every movement, every word, anticipating either failure or brilliance. Aaron activated the Orion Vanguard's communication systems. I am Aaron Vale, pilot of the Orion Vanguard, he said confidently. I represent humanity, a species capable of innovation, courage, and determination. We are here to cooperate, explore, and contribute to the galaxy. Silence fell for a moment. Then one of the council elders stepped forward, an alien with silver skin and eyes like liquid crystal. Humans, it said slowly. Your actions on Trelara and your mastery of the Orion Vanguard have proven you more capable than many expected. You have saved lives, operated a vessel deemed impossible, and demonstrated intelligence and courage. The council recognizes your achievements. Aaron nodded, pride swelling in his chest. Thank you. Humanity has always sought to explore, learn, and grow. We do not seek conflict. We seek understanding, cooperation, and progress, the council murmured among themselves. This was unprecedented. A human, once dismissed, now stood among them as an equal. The Orion Vanguard remained silent, its systems glowing softly, almost as if proud of its pilot. Over the next few days, Aaron demonstrated the ship's full capabilities to the council. He guided it through complex maneuvers, demonstrated advanced navigation and AI-assisted problem-solving, and showed the efficiency and adaptability of human ingenuity. The aliens watched, some skeptical at first, but by the end all were impressed. Human technology and capability, one elder admitted, are remarkable. Perhaps we have underestimated your species for too long, Aaron smiled. Perhaps, but the galaxy is vast. There is much to learn and much to achieve together. With the council's recognition secured, Aaron returned to the Orion Vanguard, reflecting on what had happened. Humanity had reclaimed its place not through war, not through aggression, but through intelligence, courage, and creativity. The ship that had once been abandoned was now a symbol, proof that humans could achieve the impossible, overcome doubt, and earn respect across the stars. Sentience 7, what do you think? He asked softly. Human potential confirmed. Operational collaboration has exceeded expectations. Future missions recommended. Your species will be recognized as a capable and respected member of the galactic community. Aaron smiled, feeling a warmth in his chest. The journey had only begun, but the message was clear. Humans were not to be underestimated. They could awaken abandoned giants, solve impossible problems, and inspire awe across civilizations. In the following weeks, humans began forming partnerships with alien civilizations that had once doubted them. Scientists shared knowledge, engineers collaborated on new projects, and explorers prepared for journeys into the unknown. The Orion Vanguard became a flagship of humanity's promise, a symbol of ingenuity, courage, and hope. Aaron continued to pilot the ship, taking it on exploratory missions to distant systems. Each journey tested human creativity and problem-solving in ways no alien civilization could have anticipated. And each time the ship responded perfectly, a testament to the unique bond between human and machine. From that day forward, humanity's reputation grew across the galaxy. They were no longer observers or underdogs. They were innovators, pioneers, and leaders, a species capable of shaping the future and exploring the unknown. And as Aaron looked out from the observation deck of the Orion Vanguard, stars stretching endlessly before him, he felt a deep sense of pride. The ship had been abandoned once, left to gather dust and be forgotten. But under human hands it had become a legend. Humans, he whispered to the stars, we are ready. The AI responded softly. Humanity confirmed as capable, courageous, and ingenious. The galaxy has acknowledged your species. Future endeavors will demonstrate your potential further. Aaron smiled, feeling a surge of determination. The universe was vast, full of mysteries, dangers, and wonders, but humans had proven themselves. With courage, creativity, and intelligence, nothing was impossible. The Orion Vanguard lifted off once more, leaving the station behind, gliding into the infinite cosmos. And humanity, through one young engineer and a remarkable ship, had reclaimed its place among the stars. The abandoned giant had awakened. And with it, the galaxy had awakened to humanity.